Hey guys, long time no see. How have you guys been up to for the past few months or even a year? So basically, as you can see, that the past few, I think it's more than a year now that I haven't uploaded anything related to guitar, and that's the reason. The reason is because it's very obvious. First of all, it's quite expensive to ship guitar nowadays for various reasons, and I just didn't think that due to the current economies and so forth, it doesn't make sense. And I'm also not into like a lot of current new models. It just seemed like very not worth the price now. Due to the inflation and the prices, I think that it would be much better to buy used guitars. But at this moment, I'm comfortable with having the ones that I have, so I don't really justify or find another one just to show you guys and then play some music, especially when you can probably find other better musicians who can actually play better and you can listen to how you can be play or how your sounds much more better, especially the fact that they would actually use like a better amp, much more like studio kind of uh, method able for you to hear the sound much more distinctly compared to the other ones. Even though I must say though, some of those videos, they do compress it a lot so that you can't really tell a difference. So regardless of what, I think the best place to do is if you really want to hear that particular guitar, it's always better for you to find a guitar shop and do it. And I understand that many places, even in the US, uh, I think the closest places you can test out a guitar is Guitar Center, but a lot of them don't have the particular models unless you order them. So it really makes sense that you want to find someone similar to have it on the YouTube. But again, the compression sound, it's just never the same as when you actually hear it real time at the same place without all this like sound compression. So anyway, I'm very comfortable with the current guitars I have, and I don't really have like any interest in sewing any more particular new guitars. And even if I have, I just don't think there's any particular things that I want to sew, and that is why that I stopped for the past few months. I just didn't find any like good materials or even like anything for me to make videos of it. However, I do not mind if you guys are interested, as I have discussed with one of the person who, one of my followers, that they want something guitar related, and I mean, if you guys want, I don't mind like talking about like the current models, like the new guitars coming up, and then I can talk about or describe what do I think about it, and then how if you consider buying it. So of course, I'm not going to be talking about like the expensive model, like the core model, but mostly the cheaper version of it. Because I know that different brands, they have the cheaper version. They're particularly targeting beginners or people who are interested in guitar, but they don't want to spend too much money on an expensive one. Because I mean, nowadays, I think a core model is like around 5,000 to 7,000 US dollars, which I mean, for a beginner, that doesn't make sense. So what I do is that I'm gonna try my best to talk about guitars that are supposedly, because nowadays none of them really are reasonable prices now. Because even like Fenders or PRS SE, I think the cheapest you could get is like, I think at least 900 US dollars or even more. Maybe a Squire is like 500 US dollars. So yeah, so if at that price range, you may as well upgrade a little bit more. So I think that's a niche to discuss about this, especially the people who are new to guitars. And I have been to like so many guitar shops. You are well, I mean, of course, you definitely should go to a guitar shop and ask for advice. But I realized that a lot of times when I go there, I hear a lot of salesperson, they're trying to persuade you to buy a much more expensive guitar than you needed to. And I think that's very unfair for the consumers, because just because you want to make a quota, you are trying to like sacrifice a person. But of course, I mean, it's also up to the person's choices. You really depend on the knowledge of them, because I always think that if you're going to buy something, I will always recommend you to do a lot more research before going there. I mean, like, you need to do some research before going there just to test it. And if that's not suitable, then buy something else. Because even sometimes that a salesperson at the guitar shop, their intention is not really for your benefit, it's much more for their incentive. So having said that, so I think for the next few videos, I'm going to give you a try to talk about the current models. Even though I haven't really tried to follow up a lot of these brands nowadays, because I just think it doesn't make sense. I think a lot of them is very similar now. But anyway, I could give it a try and see if you guys like it. If not, I can try something else. But in the meantime, I think that is the best pace I would do for a guitar kind of videos discussion thing. And also, I mean, it's just my opinion, of course. You can feel free. I mean, to me, it's just basically like sharing my opinions. And of course, you have your own. That's fine. You can share yours as well. Or tell me what you think about which one is your favorite guitar and so forth. I mean, we don't have to agree, but as long we have an open discussion, I think that we will learn something from each other. So I think that would be the objective of my upcoming videos, if you guys want to talk about it. So, but again, I'm not gonna go to too much like, I'm just gonna focusing on like a few brands because they are much more popular models. But like other ones, I'm sure that they're other brands, but they are not really known, or they're like the genetic models, which I'm not gonna talk about those, but just try my best to focusing on the few major brands with their triple models and see how it goes. So I hope that you guys will be interested in kind of stuff like this. If not, if you have other suggestions, feel free to let me know, and I will see how I would, make it better. But in the same time, I'm just gonna see how this goes. Again, we see what happens. If not, I mean, that's fine. I'm sure that you can also find other information from other YouTubers and other stuff, but I think just for fun. And so let's see how it goes. So in the meantime, I'm happy to talk to you guys again, and I hopefully will see you guys for my next video. So have a nice day. Bye.